I grew up from like 16 years old. My friend introduced drugs to me and I was addicted to drugs. I would drink all the time. I was addicted to gambling. I remember I'd, steal money from my parents to go out and gamble. And so I went through some pretty dark, stages in my late teens and then early 20s. And when I found you, grew my business to 7 figures. But what really happened, what I was reflecting this year or last year, I realized I just transferred addictions. And I went from addiction to drugs, alcohol, all the things, to addicted to business and success and money. My identity was in my money. If I had money coming through, I'm sitting there, I'm feeling like a baller. If I don't, I feel worthless and I struggle to communicate with my wife or anyone else because value's not there if the value's not in my bank account. So then you helped me grow my business in like 2019, 2021, and then we didn't speak to each other for a while. And I see you on social media. I think at the beginning of 2022, you were transformed by Christ. And then I invited you to come and speak at a virtual event of mine, I think at around July of 2022. You recommended someone in your network and I connected with her and she was great. She came to the event and then after the event she said, hey, trying to just organize a few people to come and surprise Yaya for his baptism. And then the woman that invited me, she said, hey, you can stay at our yacht while you're there if you want. I said to my wife, we can go to the US, have a holiday, we can stay on a yacht. She's like, you want to go? She's like, yeah, we'll go. So we flew over and we landed and then we drive out to the beach where you're getting baptized and we walk out and I see you and you're like, Owen, oh my God. And it was a surprise. You didn't know I was going to be there. So long story short, I end up being the first person you baptized. I received Jesus. Something within me changes. I come home. I see my best friend and he's like, man, you're levitating. What happened? I tell him the story. He ends up kind of coming back to God over the last couple of years. And then over the last, 2 and a bit years until now, I think selfishly, right? Because my identity is in money. I'm like, cool, now God's just going to give me a better business, make me more money. Now I've got God, I'm unstoppable. And you told me, you're like, watch out because there's a breaking before the breakthrough. And then over the last 2 years, it's like God gave me nothing that I wanted, but everything that I needed. And he just made a work on my heart and just humbled me and just made me realize that it's okay to have resource, but not in the absence of the source. And over that period of time, just made me experience a love and a forgiveness and a relationship that I'd never known before. And in going from addiction to then realizing that, there was something that was missing that I never knew was missing until I know it now.